Hello again and welcome back. Scott Wanders World. Scott and Wanders World. The world of Scott and Wander. Well, mainly Scott's beer reviews these days. And welcome back to a beer review. Now, hang on, my fucking fingers falling off. Can't be having that. That's got to go back up, hasn't it? All its glory. Can we see it? Let me get out of the way so we can see it. Welcome back to beer review. Now, recently, been hearing good things about a brewery in Windsor. They got the Windsor and Eton Brewery up that way, and not a million miles from Windsor, you've got Elusive Brewing down in Finchampstead. Whilst we were at London Craft Beer Festival last Saturday, stumbled across this brewery and I thought, been looking to have some of these beers. And also, they do a couple of beers of my favourite, style of beer. Now, I did have a third of this, one of these ones, at London Craft Beer Festival. Can't remember which one it was because I was slightly inebriated by that point. So the brewery is Two Flints, and they're based up in Windsor, in the Arches, just underneath Windsor Central Station, I think it is, somewhere around that area. But yeah, lovely little area, Arches, a bit like the Bermondsey Beer Mile. In its, bloody hell, kids are going mental. Let's put it on here, because we're then shouting everywhere, ruining my video. So they're based up in Windsor. Got a lovely little tap room, open from 5 on a Friday and I think it's 12 on a Saturday, something like that. Just had a little bit of Googling of their, so I popped in to their tap room, picked these up fresh from the tap room this afternoon, and had a look at Google online. So Andy Kerr's the founder. He did some home brewing in his Singapore flat back in 2017, and it spurred him on to open his own brewery. So I've got two West Coast IPAs. One of them is a double dry hopped Mosaic West Coast IPA. Quite like the simpleness of the branding. And we've also got, this is the one I think I'm going to do, which is their Looking Glass, which is it just says West Coast IPA on it. Really nice, simple branding. What I like about these beers, and their beers in general, is on the back, tells you what hops are in there, which is always really good to see. So this one's got Mosaic, Nelson Sauvin, and Simcoe. So it's not a traditional West Coast IPA as we would know it, looking like a more of a modern take on a West Coast. Now, I have lambasted some craft beer lately with some of the absolute dross that is in some supermarkets. So things from Northern Monk, which is atrocious. Those two things from Glencannick Brewery were absolutely horrendous. There is some very, very good. I'm hoping this is very good. I'm holding it up. It might be rubbish. There are some very good breweries out there. You pay a little bit of extra, you can get a bit better. These were both about £5.50 a can, something like that. But as a small up and coming brewing, wanted to help them out a little bit. I paid for the beers. I said I had a YouTube channel. I don't expect anything free. I paid for the beers. I like to pay my way. So this is Mosaic Nelson Sauvin. It's 6.5% ABV, malted barley, hops and yeast. No bloody adjuncts. We've got, it's vegan friendly, drink fresh. Bloody. I'm going to use my glass that I got from a London Craft Beer Festival. I've got high hopes. I've heard a lot of good things about Two Flints. It's chilled down. I'm going to leave some in there. See what I got in the glass. A slight haze to it. Apart from that, it's sort of straw colour. It's the right side of what I'd be looking for in a West Coast IPA. 2-finger fluffy white head. Get a nose. That smells lovely. It smells very refreshing. Very you get some pine on the aroma. There's a lot of citrus going on. You know what I mean? You're picking up that sort of grapiness from the Nelson. It smells really, really nice. Yeah, first beer on the channel for Two Flints. Cheers. That's nice. The bitterness isn't raging. It's just becoming hitting now, actually. I know. It's just becoming hitting now. It takes a little while for that bitterness to come, but it does come. So you're full of grapefruit, citrus. Some resiny pine. That Nelson does come through. So it's not a traditional West Coast. It's a modern West Coast, which I'm having to get my mind around these days, because obviously I want the classic West Coast vibe, and this one doesn't have that. But what it does is it has a very modern take on it by using that Nelson in there. But it's nice. You get that resinous pine. There is a slightly sticky nature to it. There's a slightly marmalade-y nature to it. It's got a nice, there's a nice sweetness up front, and then that balances out by the bitterness on the back. It's really decent. 6.5% ABV. That's about right. I was speaking to Andy while I was in the tap room. I said, do you do any stouts? Because obviously Wanda likes a stout. And it's something they're looking into. They're mostly hazy, which is where, let's be honest, so a lot of where the money is. Hazy IPAs, West Coast IPAs, which I'm on board with. If they're well made, then there's nothing wrong with that at all. And I can't complain to that. That's a really nice mouth, feels right. Flavors are in there. Nice hop character going on in there. Nice little sweetness from the malt build as well. I haven't got a problem with that at all. £5.50 well spent, that is. First beer out from Two Flints out in Windsor. Looking Glass, a West Coast IPA. That is an easy, solid thumbs up from the Fat Ugly one. If you've tried anything from Two Flints in Under the Arches in Windsor, then let me know. If you haven't, and they've got a website, I think you have to order a box of 6 to qualify for delivery. I don't know what their radius of delivery is, but if you can get, or you can get there and go and show them some love, then please do. It's a decent start, and I'm looking forward. I'll probably do that one tomorrow. So yeah, solid start for Two Flints. Really enjoying that. What's this one saying? Oh, it says brewed in Windsor there. Look. I'm going to go and enjoy that. It's Friday. It's the end of the working week. If you've had a bad week, you had a good week. Look forward to next week. Have a beer or two over the weekend. Thumbs up for me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. There's a subscribe button over there if you're that bothered. And me and Wanda will see you very soon. Have a very, very good weekend.